President Trump meeting with his Chinese counterpart at his resort in Mar-a-Lago, but Syria, of course, taking center stage. The Secretary of State, Treasury, and Commerce secretaries holding off-camera press briefings on the meeting and their response to Syria just moments ago. Blake Burman has the very latest. What happened, Blake?
Hi there. Yes, David, we just heard from Rex Tillerson, Secretary of State, Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, Wilbur Ross, the Commerce Secretary, on a few different topics here. Syria and the Chinese president's visit with President Trump. Let's start with trade here for a second. Wilbur Ross, Steve Mnuchin saying that no specifics were hammered out as it relates to overall trade, potential tariffs that the president has talked about. Instead, he said that there is going to be a 100-day plan developed by the countries, and they hope to address some of the issues there. Either way, earlier today, President Trump described this visit as a success.
The relationship developed by President Xi and myself, I think, is outstanding. We look forward to being together many times in the future. And I believe lots of very potentially bad problems will be going away.
President Trump has been invited to go to China at some point this year. We are told that he accepted the invitation of President Xi. On to Syria now, David, because we also heard from Rex Tillerson just a little while ago. Tillerson was asked what the next phase of this might be, what might be the U.S. response from here on out, and he clearly put the ball in the court of both Russia and Syria. Rex Tillerson saying, and I'm quoting here, "At this point, the future will be guided by how we see their reaction." Earlier today, the White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer told Fox's John Roberts that the president is very happy with how this strike went down.
First and foremost, he's very proud of our military, especially the United States Navy, that fired 59 missiles, all hit their target. He couldn't be more proud of the men and women that serve in our military and the job that they did. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I think he's pleased that we have sent a clear and decisive and justified proportional response around the world.
David, Tillerson also described the strike last night as a, quote, overwhelming success, and he said, and I'm quoting here, Americans should be very proud of the men and women in uniform. Also of note, Steve Mnuchin saying that additional sanctions against Syria will be coming, and he says that will happen in the very near future. He says, and I'm quoting here, we view sanctions as a very important tool.
Blake, David, I got to ask you, we're all in awe of the fact that the president, while he was conducting this strike and dealing with all of the military personnel, was meeting with the head of China. That alone would have required most attention of most presidents in the past. But the fact he was double tasking, did the Chinese leader seem to be aware of the significance of what was happening with the Syrian strike?
Well, here's the timeline in all of this. We're told the president was first briefed Tuesday morning, made his final decision Thursday afternoon at 4 o'clock. 5 different briefings here. Yesterday at 4 o'clock, President Trump was at Mar-a-Lago. The Chinese president was here in Palm Beach. That dinner was at 6:30 last night. The strike was there. The first rockets were sent Eastern time at 7:30, landed at about 8:30 Eastern time. We were told after that it was when President Trump told the Chinese President Xi what had happened. And Sean Spicer was asked today, look, was this sort of a message in another form to Xi as it relates to North Korea? They kind of backed off that just to say that the president told President Xi what was going on, and we are told it happened after that dinner took place, David.
Well, at the very least, it was unbelievable double tasking. I guess you have to do that as president, but he pulled it off.
A lot of hats to be worn as a president.
Indeed. Yep. Blake, thank you very much. Melissa.